Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise, distill the complex stuff, and, well, give you that crucial shortcut to being genuinely well-informed. Today, we're plunging headfirst into a really critical topic, cybersecurity. Specifically, we're looking at government platforms. Our guide for this particular deep dive is a, well, very timely and I think powerful article. It's titled Vulnerabilities of Electronic Government Platforms in Brazil 2025. Risks with End-of-Life Components and Intelligent Attacks with AI LLMs, and it's written by Eduardo Moreno. So our mission today, to really unpack Moreno's analysis. It's quite urgent stuff. We want to understand how these two sort of different forces, outdated systems on one hand and cutting-edge AI on the other, how they're coming together, creating what he calls a perfect storm for digital risks in Brazil's e-government. It's a compelling look, maybe even a bit alarming, at the future of online public services and what's really at stake for everyone. Moreno's report, it really wastes no time. It hits you straight away with an executive summary that's pretty eye-opening.
He does acknowledge Brazil's incredible progress in e-government. I mean, he cites the Banco Mundial, recognizing the country as second worldwide in digital government maturity back in 2022. Just think about that. The Gov.br platform alone, 140 million users.
Wow.
That's what, 80% of the adult population accessing hundreds of vital services online? It's a huge achievement.
It really is a testament to that digital progress.
But Moreno quickly pivots. There's a significant warning sign lurking just beneath this impressive surface.
And that's really where the challenge lies, isn't it? So Brazil's achieved this incredible digital transformation, yeah? But Moreno highlights that the actual IT infrastructure, the foundation in the public sector, it's carrying a lot of historical baggage.
Right.
He talks about the widespread use of end-of-life or EOL components.
Right.
And we're not talking about tech that's just a little bit old here. We mean like really old hardware. Servers, routers.
Physical kit.
Exactly. And operating systems that stopped getting security updates years ago. Think Windows XP, Windows 7, even things like Windows Server 2003 or 2012, plus legacy applications that, the manufacturer just doesn't support anymore.
So no patches, no updates.
Precisely. And the critical thing here isn't just that they're old. It's like leaving digital doors wide open. The ways to exploit these things, the known flaws, they're often public knowledge because manufacturers stopped fixing them ages ago. It makes the whole environment extremely vulnerable. Attackers can find and exploit these known flaws almost trivially.
Okay, so these aren't just abstract technical problems then. Moreno connects these vulnerabilities directly to real incidents, right? Showing the human cost.
Yeah, the data cost, the trust cost is huge.
He brings up some alarming statistics. TrendMicro apparently reported the public sector as a prime target in Brazil. It suffered 40% of attacks in 2019
100%.
and 35.3% in 2020. And globally, get this, 161 billion attacks were blocked in 2023.
Billion with a B.
A 10% jump from the year before. And the consequences are severe. We've seen things like the Detran-RN case. Data of about 70 million Brazilians exposed.
70 million.
All because of what were basically simple, fixable vulnerabilities. Or the Ministry of Health, 243 million SUS patient records exposed for 6 months last year.
That's staggering.
These aren't just numbers. They're massive breaches of privacy and public trust.
Exactly. And while you can't pin every single one of those incidents directly on EOL software,
Sure.
they all paint a picture, a fundamental lack of basic security controls in many public systems. Moreno really emphasizes this buildup of different, sometimes forgotten, old systems. It leads to what he calls structural cybernetic fragility.
Structural fragility, I like that term.
Yeah. It's like trying to secure a huge old building, maybe built over decades. Every room has a different lock. Half the keys are lost. The plans are out of date.
Right. You don't even know where all the doors are.
Exactly. The lack of standardization, the lack of documentation, it makes managing security centrally incredibly difficult. It creates these huge blind spots across government networks.
Right.
And in those spots, known flaws are just sitting there, waiting. It's systemic weakness.
Okay, so we've got this picture of inherent fragility. Old systems, creating fertile ground for attacks. But then the plot thickens, doesn't it? Moreno introduces this really modern twist, this accelerator, large language models, LLMs like ChatGPT-4. How does this new player change the game?
Oh, it's a complete game changer, truly. And a key point Moreno makes is the dual nature of these LLMs in security.
Dual nature? How so?
Well, on one hand, they have immense potential for defense, right? Automating network scans, spotting anomalies, even generating sophisticated firewall rules way faster than humans could.
Okay, so good uses.
Definitely. But on the offensive side, it's an exponential leap in capability. Moreno mentions this IBM study, pretty chilling, actually showing a ChatGPT-4 agent successfully exploiting 87% of known vulnerabilities in a test environment.
87%. Wow.
Yeah, it means these LLMs can read complex vulnerability descriptions, automatically write working exploit scripts, and even execute them, all with minimal human help.
So they can weaponize known flaws almost instantly.
Pretty much. We're talking about generating sophisticated malware variants, helping write functional exploits in under an hour, suggesting entire attack strategies, things that used to need highly specialized human skills. AI doesn't just make attacks faster, it kind of democratizes them. Actors with less expertise can deploy really complex exploits at scale. It turns every unpatched system into an easy target, easily discoverable, easily exploited.
Yeah, we're seeing this in the real world already, right? Moreno points to phishing, a massive surge.
A massive surge. Kaspersky reported a 617% increase in phishing attempts in Brazil in 2023 alone.
600%.
And Socradar found an 856% increase in malicious emails in 2024.
Unbelievable.
And these aren't just more emails, they're better emails. More convincing, more personalized, grammatically perfect scams flooding inboxes, largely driven by AI crafting them.
So this raises a critical question. If attackers are using AI this effectively, how on earth do defenders keep up?
Yeah, that's the core issue. Moreno explains we're definitely in an escalating arms race. Thankfully, LLMs are also being used on the defensive side in penetration testing pen-tests to find weaknesses faster.
Okay, so using AI to fight AI, essentially.
Kind of. They can speed up finding flaws that might otherwise go unnoticed for ages. What took days of human work might now take hours, maybe minutes. But, and this is the vital connection Moreno draws, you combine those exposed EOL components, those old systems,
Right.
with these new AI-powered attacks, and you get a profoundly multiplied risk.
Multiplier how?
Well, an old known vulnerability in some legacy system can now be automatically found and exploited and amplified by AI. It makes traditional reactive defenses just insufficient against the speed, the scale, the precision of LLMs.
It's like bringing a knife to a drone fight, as you said.
Exactly.
Okay, let's unpack the implications here a bit more, because using AI in security offense or defense brings up some serious ethical questions. Moreno tackles these head-on, right? Privacy, bias, transparency.
He does, yeah. And they're critical considerations. For AI algorithms to spot anomalies or fraud, especially in government, they often need to process huge amounts of personal data. The worry is, if these systems aren't designed incredibly carefully, you could easily get privacy breaches. Or worse, algorithmic bias.
Bias, meaning?
Meaning models trained on skewed data might make unfair decisions. They could repeat or even amplify existing social inequalities, which is incredibly alarming in a public service context.
Yeah, absolutely.
And transparency is another massive challenge. LLMs are often black boxes. It's hard to know how they reach conclusions. So in an automated pen test, if an AI flags an attack vector but can't explain why, that makes auditing and accountability really tricky.
Got it.
Moreno even mentions warnings from OWASP about attacks on the LLMs themselves, adversarial attacks. So organizations have this huge responsibility, make sure AI tools don't bake in biases, make sure their actions can be audited, protect the data rigorously.
So it's not just if we use AI, but how we use it responsibly.
Exactly.
And beyond the ethics of usage, there's the market itself. Moreno talks about the global cybersecurity market rapidly integrating AI. It's changing everything. Projections show the global pen testing market growing hugely, like $1.8 billion in 2023 to nearly $4 billion by 2029.
It's a massive shift, and what's really insightful is this clear trend Moreno sees towards pentest as a service PTERIS incorporating AI and machine learning. He names companies like Pentera, SafeBreach, AttackIQ, Cobalt. These continuous attack simulation platforms are becoming standard.
So the tools are evolving fast.
Very fast. He even highlights the acquisition of a Brazilian company, Beryllium Security, which developed an automated pentest robot called Nebula using machine learning. Shows it's a global thing.
But in Brazil specifically.
Well, Moreno points out adoption faces specific hurdles, a scarcity of specialized cybersecurity and AI professionals, for one.
The skills gap.
Yeah. And often limited public sector budgets. So the tendency is to integrate these powerful global solutions with local expertise, not just rely on the tech alone or build everything in-house, which reinforces Moreno's main point. AI offers incredible scale and speed, sure, but it absolutely must be balanced with human knowledge, human oversight, and strong ethical guidelines. It's not a silver bullet.
Right, not just plug and play.
Definitely not.
And Moreno really brings it home to the practical situation in Brazil, highlighting the unique challenges for cities, states, the federal government This administrative decentralization means everyone often has their own separate IT setup. And many municipalities, tiny teams, tiny security budgets.
Which leads to, well, what Moreno calls a documented epidemic of attacks on city halls. Over 30 municipalities hit by ransomware in 2021 alone.
30, just city halls.
Yeah, and this really underlines a key vulnerability in that decentralized structure. Moreno connects it back incidents like the huge SUS data leak, 243 million patient records, or the Detran RN flaw, 70 million driver records. They aren't just random bad luck. They show how simple, often neglected infrastructure problems can snowball into massive privacy disasters for millions.
And it's not just reputational damage anymore, is it? There's the LGPD.
Exactly. Brazil's General Data Protection Law. It puts clear legal duties on public bodies. Data leaks mean potentially huge fines, not just bad press. Adds real financial teeth to the need for improvement.
So, okay, we have this complex picture. Legacy vulnerabilities, cutting-edge AI threats, budget constraints, legal pressures, what can actually be done.
Yeah.
Moreno offers solutions, right? A roadmap.
He does. It's a multifaceted
Yeah.
approach and really crucial. He proposes several key things. First, urgent infrastructure modernization, like right now.
Well.
Update or replace those EOL servers, workstations, critical software, everywhere.
Not cheap, presumably.
Not cheap, no, which is why he stresses planning a permanent, dedicated modernization budget. It's not a one-off fix. It tackles that foundational fragility.
Makes sense. What else?
Second, regular AI-supported audits. Use continuous penetration tests with AI tools. Automate the vulnerability scanning, the validation. Speed things up dramatically.
But not just let the AI run wild.
No, absolutely not. He emphasizes it must be complemented by human security teams. Humans need to interpret the findings, decide on the actions.
Okay. AI tools plus human oversight.
Exactly. Third, good ethical AI practices. Develop clear institutional guidelines for using AI in security. Ensure models avoid bias. Rigorously audit the AI's outputs for fairness, for accuracy. Protect sensitive data robustly. Have transparent contracts with AI providers. It's about responsible innovation.
Got it. Ethics baked in from the start.
Fourth, professional training. Invest heavily. Train and hire cybersecurity and AI professionals within the public sector. Build that in-house capacity. Foster a culture of digital responsibility.
People are key.
Absolutely. Fifth, intergovernmental integration. Create standard ways for federal, state, and city agencies to share threat intelligence, maybe through a national incident response center.
Coordinate the defense.
Stop working in silos. Precisely. And finally, sixth, transparency and communication. Maintain open channels for reporting incidents internally between agencies and externally to the public. Plus, increase public awareness campaigns about digital risks. Empower citizens. Build trust.
So they're really a holistic approach.
Mhm.
Tech, people, policy, communication.
Yeah, it addresses the whole ecosystem.
Well, this deep dive into Eduardo Moreno's article, it really hammers home a critical truth, doesn't it? The security of our public digital services. It's only as strong as its weakest link. And if those legacy systems aren't updated urgently, the incredible power of AI in the hands of attackers will just magnify the consequences exponentially.
It feels like a real race against time.
It does, with public trust and our personal data really hanging in the balance.
And if you connect this to the bigger picture, public trust in all e-government services really hinges on swift, decisive action now. Moreno's analysis makes it pretty undeniable, I think. You need that combination. Aggressive infrastructure updates, continuous AI-powered audits, robust ethical AI governance, all guided by human expertise. It's not just recommended anymore. It feels vital, absolutely vital to protect our collective digital future.
So, thinking about everything we've discussed, what really stands out to you from this deep dive? Given how fast AI is moving and how stubborn this problem of old systems seems to be, what do you think is the single most urgent, the most foundational step the Brazilian government, or frankly, any government facing this, needs to take right now to start shoring up its critical digital platforms?